The Art Express is here again, a celebration of creativity and a reminder of the power of the arts to challenge, inspire, and transform. It feels so good to be back again on the show. Welcome. First on the show, we bring to you Generation 7, the Future Masters series from the My Dream Gallery, Lagos.
Yeah, my name is Pelumi Ayobami Ojegoke. I'm a sculptor. I titled this particular work Battle of the Mind. So there are a lot of things that is going on in our society that is affecting us personally. So we have a lot of negative and positive that is distracting our mind. So when I see this thing, I say, it's what I suppose work on to tell people that don't let anything that you are seeing, don't let your society determine where you are going.
One of the work I'm exhibiting today is I titled it Ajawa. Ajawa is a painting that showcases Lagos Island, one particular place in Lagos, which focuses on the hustling spirit in Lagos. So, like with effective brush works, the hustling spirit in Lagos. That's what I want them to see. How the environment how it really look like, and what drive people every day in Lagos. That's it. Yeah.
I do work more about allow dancers happiness, because I know that this life now we are now, people are smiling inside, but we need something that they will see and they will be happy, so that our environment, once they are seeing it in our environment, they will be happy of see these creative things can give them the joy back to their life. And I do use coins and nuts with some other discard products like some scraps things, little things together to form the figures.
My work evolves around my environment, the people around me, and how it's affecting me as a person, and also my mates, like people close to me, So now I created this work, and I titled it Stillness in the Ruins. Even when we are going through a lot in this country, Nigeria, there's still a stillness, a calm in us, that we believe that everything will be right. So that's always, even while I was growing up, when they gave birth to me, that's the same thing. They said, it go better one day. So that's what actually prompted me, like inspired me to create the pieces I created. I can say this generation, that's why Generation 7 is actually so interesting. I feel we are now doing art in a way that even the other world, when they see it, they feel it. They have that feeling that, no, this art. So, and I feel that's the reason why they now collect African art and they place so much value on it. Yeah.
The My Dreams Gallery's Future Masters Series 7 exhibition showcases the work of 7 emerging artists, 4 painters and 3 sculptors, selected from a pool of talent. This exhibition, as part of the gallery's Generation series, highlights their personal narratives, artistic perspectives, and research through a collection of 76 artworks. The artists who have honed their skills under the guardians of art educators draw inspiration from their individual experiences and environments.
My art is unique in the sense of bringing imagination and reality together, colliding both what the expression, the day-to-day expression in our environment with the kind of indirect communication that we could have from them too. So it's much more like I'm showing you what I see every day, what we can see every day, and I'm still using it to talk about some other things. I titled it, the idea comes from the aspect of calling the audience into the environment. You know, like trying to bring people back to nature from the from the celebration of initiative and creativity. Like people believe that technology is the new creativity, but even in our environment, we still have our day-to-day creativity that we could still enjoy, and that is one of the reasons why the work is created.
The point behind this 7th edition of this exercise, and that is develop your craft from a professional perspective, because it can benefit you both in terms of the contemporary art forms that you want to develop, but also in other spheres of your life. And I think it becomes very apparent that you have benefited from a very a strengthened foundation through professionalism. It's like these days you can often tell the difference between musicians who are simply singers and that's it. And I don't want to criticize, and singer-songwriters and musicians who are properly grounded in the craft of music making. Often you see the difference. They may not always make the same amount of money as those who are backed by social media influences and so forth, but you can often tell the difference, and time will tell which music will survive and which won't.
I'm a young lady who grew up amongst girls, and at a point in my life there was no father figure. So, and being the last born, there were times that I was being castigated, like set aside not to participate in so many things, and it affected my growing. So that gives me reason to, so most of my works are painted about my experiences in the past. I like to teach the younger ones to learn, to unite with their family, to unite with their younger sisters, to unite, especially girls. We tend to have so many secrets, and then it affects a lot of growing up of young ladies. So most of my stories are to just teach people on how to live their life.
Welcome back. That was Generation 7, the Future Master Series exhibition. Now, let's take you on an exciting journey of Fobali Art World Africa's 9 printmaking grandmasters in Nigeria exhibition. Enjoy.
Yes, this is basically printmaking exhibition. And when you talk about printmaking is the art of doing artwork in duplicity, where you have the matrix and the matrix is able to produce identical original. It's popular in Europe, it's popular in America. Right now, we are in Nigeria. A lot of people have trained in it right now, and today the art is becoming more popular. And this exhibition is actually born to popularize the exhibition, to give the genre a visibility, and that is why this show is on.
The exhibition per se is about the 9 grandmaster printmakers in Nigeria, contemporary Nigerian art per se. And these 9 grandmasters are the 9 that have proven themselves through decades, over like 50 to 60 decades in the art. All of them are proven. The youngest among them, for instance, is well approaching 70 already, which is Dr. Kunle Adeyemi. And the oldest, the one known as more or less the father of printmaking in Nigeria, Professor Bruce Onobrakpeya, who is already 93 years old. He started in the early 60s attending workshops from Ibadan to Osogbo. But we have to talk about others, like Professor Chief Omotayo Ayebusi, who is also more or less the first established printmaker per se in Nigerian art.
These 8 grandmasters are the quintessential 8 renowned paintmakers who have contributed greatly to the establishment of paintmaking in Nigeria till date. With peculiar modern and contemporary ideas through experiment, materials and different methodical explorations in their various studios, they positioned paintmaking as a grand creative art form in Nigerian arts.
Well, today's exhibition is a printmaking exhibition. Art was created out of prints. That is what we have come here to see today. Then, at that time, printmakers were almost non-existent, very few, but now there are quite many. And this exhibition is one of the things that is making printmaking very popular as an art medium.
Today's exhibition is the first of its kind, celebrating the 9 printmaking grandmasters of contemporary Nigerian printmaking. And it's a show that comprises of these masters that have really put a mark in contemporary Nigerian printmaking and have contributed a lot to contemporary Nigerian printmaking, both in Nigeria and abroad. We have likes like Bruce Onobrakpeya, who is a renowned printmaker and also a UNESCO living legend. We also have Tayo Ayebusi, who was a printmaker when Bruce Onobrakpeya and Wangboje were still and Wangboje were still students. And we also have Professor Salubi Onakufe, who is the president, Visual Printmakers Association of Nigeria. We have Professor Wangboje, who was a one-time Deputy Vice Chancellor, University of Benin. We have Kunle Adeyemi, who is retired from Yaba College of Tech and the Vice President, Printmakers Association of Nigeria, who is now a full-time artist in the studio. We have David Dale, late Mr. David Dale. Yes, David Dale worked under Professor Bruce Onobrakpeya in the studio, before he passed on. We also have Ademola Williams. Ademola Williams, who is a renowned printmaker and one of the founders of the Ori Oloku, with Professor Wangboje. Yes, and we also have Kunle Adeyemi. Kunle Adeyemi was, he has been in printmaking for some time and he's a very renowned printmaker, in this field. We also have Professor Uche Okeke. Uche Okeke was, the members of the Zaria Rebel of Professor Bruce Onobrakpeya then, and he did excellent prints.
Mr. Alele Excellent. I'm a member of the curatorial team of this exhibition, and it's a privilege to be in this exhibition. This is my first time of going into art, and I think it's a privilege, and I'm very happy that I'm privileged to be the member of the curatorial team. And in terms of the artists, I happen to live with Professor Bruce Onobraikpeyan, who is like an uncle to me, a father figure to me. I grew up with him. I schooled in his own house, and it was a privilege. He made me to love art, and I'm happy to be an art patron.
The Grandmasters. So some artists started with printmaking, but they did not continue with it. So we don't consider them as Grandmasters. So the Grandmasters we dealt with for this exhibition are people that started the early days and they are still practicing printmaking. So we gather representation from different states across Nigeria, even the Professor Salubi, to from Warri and all that. So we have representation from the north, from the east, from the west, and it's a national exhibition because the different regions in Nigeria are represented for this exhibition.
Essentially, I'm here on behalf of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce to continue our support to the creative industry, because the creative industry, together with the entertainment part of the creative industry, is one of the fastest growing sectors of Nigerian economy. Not just locally, but Africa and worldwide. Our artists are now international stars. And that achievement is not only in art, but it's also in an economy. Those artists are building very large spaces for economic growth. Both the established artists and the younger ones that are coming behind them, they are supported and motivated by a show like this that is highlighting grandmasters in the art of printmaking. And it enables the investors in the art industry, the art collectors, the sponsors of artists to see the value of their work and their investments.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Art Express on TVC. Now to wrap up the show, Auchi alumni regroup for 1499 Art Force exhibition. That this group is a body of 14 accomplished contemporary Nigerian artists, painters, sculptors alike. We're all proud alumni of the renowned Auchi Polytechnic Edo State class of 1999. Now this took place at the Third Pyramid Art Center, Lagos.
My works, my medium I used was metal. I have two works here, the drummer and this one called Asanwa from Igbo tribe. It's like when you are hailing somebody like a young girl, you call them names, sweet names. So that name Asanwa is like a beauty, you understand? Beauty personified, that is the title of my work. This is a young girl, like a pretty young girl. I call her name here is Asanwa, beauty personified. In our rural environment, you see young teenagers, when they are growing up, you see people, prospective male that wants to marry them, they will give them name, tell them all kind of sweet names, call them all kind of sweet names. That's what I came to portray here.
I'm a painter. The body of work that I'm exhibiting here, trying to depict childhood series. Now, what I paint every day, what happens in everyday life. So in this place, I'm trying to depict the innocency of childhood, the carefree life of childhood. You know, children, they are carefree. They don't think of anything. You know, like we adults, we have a lot of things in our brain that we think about. But children, they are carefree.
I'm exhibiting 3 works in this Auchi 1499 Art Force exhibition, and the works talks about environmental issues. One is titled Contemporary Challenges, the one behind me here. The next is talking about social spaces, shared experiences, and communal living, but it's symbolic with the use of market scene. I titled it Kasuwa. Kasuwa is a Hausa word for market, and the market here is standing as a metaphor for shared spaces, relationship, and growth, collective development.
Described as Gathering of Majestic Assembly of Creative Unit, 1499 Art Force exhibition is the 4th by distinguished consortium now known as Auchi Art Real. The group is a body of 14 accomplished contemporary Nigerian artists, painters and sculptors alike, who are all proud alumni of the renowned Auchi Polytechnic, Auchi Edo State, class of 1999. This exhibition has been described as more than a visual feast, but a celebration of heritage, a reaffirmation of the power of collaboration, and a bold declaration of what is possible when artists grow together and hold one another accountable to elite performance.
The title of this my work, you can see the man coming from farm. He's a farmer. He's just coming from farm after a day walk, and he has to drop one of his leg down because he's discussing with somebody. The person that is going to farm. So he just have to drop his leg, be discussing with the person. And the other one is a female gymnastic lady that is also done with metal.
I'm showcasing a body of work I titled Success Trajectory. The whole essence of the message I'm passing across is, in the course of pursuing our vision, our goals, we must do it in a positive trajectory, in a positive manner. Pursuing your vision positively, it will always lead to sustainable, future, a better future, a sustainable one for that matter.
My work I'm exhibiting in this exhibition collectively is titled, they are titled Echoes of Innocence. That's why I chose to use children as my main subject. One of them is titled Quiet Becoming. Quiet becoming in the sense that more of aspiration. There's no child in this world that does not have aspiration. So it's left for the parents to guide the child on the right path. And if you notice, I use faceless images. Why faceless images? It's more of trying to break barrier in our society. Our society is so complex that to see people saying you do not belong to my class, you belong to my class. That wall of classification and division, I think is what we should take away from our society. That's why I chose to use faceless images. Nurture your child with knowledge, with good training, with everything that will help him to become what he ought to become in the future.
From historic exhibitions to embracing our culture and displaying the beauty of Africa, it is absolutely glaring that art has zero boundaries. Till we come away again same time next week. Bye for now.